Hello, wizards, witches, and everyone in between. My name is Emma, and welcome back to another reading vlog. This is just going to be a reading vlog specifically for this book, which is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. Very excited to read this. Also, I think I had my first migraine yesterday, and my head still hurts, so I'm wearing my blue light glasses, so I apologize because I know they pick up every reflection and glare that has ever existed in the universe. So yeah, this is a 12 Dancing Princesses retelling, and that is literally all that I know about it. I think it was my Q&A video. Someone had asked me, like, what's a book I wish existed? And I said a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses because that was my favorite fairy tale as a kid. I had a specific book, it's around here somewhere, like a picture book that I was just obsessed with, like certain drawings in it and everything. And I just love that story so much. And then Hannah from Snow White Reader came through as always and was like, yo, I think House of Salt and Sorrows is that retelling. So it's like Erin A. Craig read my mind, but really it was just me having heard about this book but not caring enough to figure out what the plot even was, and little did I know it was the book that I was waiting for. I thought I'd take you guys along with me. I know it's pretty hyped on BookTube right now, so I'm interested to see if it lives up to that, because usually I find that things don't for me. Can we just talk about the frickin' sea creature theme that's going on? I had flipped to the first page of chapter 1, and it looks like each chapter has this little dude in the corner, and if that isn't the cutest thing, I don't know what is. I'm gonna get cozy with my frozen blanket, drink some water because I still feel like death, and we're gonna start this bad boy. I just finished chapter 2. Annalee's stepmom has some serious balls. That's all I'm gonna say. Wow. This book is already so good, you guys. I am so stoked because I have not felt this excited about a YA fantasy since The Cruel Prince. And I'm feeling like that with this, bitch. So here we go. Okay, so it says in the inside jacket that, so there used to be 12 sisters, right? And 4 of them have died in different ways, like prior to the beginning of this book. So I just want to read you this line really fast because it's a good one. They have this custom of being in mourning and like wearing black for a year after the person has died, but because people have died in less than a year, like they've been in mourning for a very, very long time with no break. And one of the sisters, Rosalie, says, "But it's our 16th birthday. Why does everything fun have to be put on hold for a whole year? I'm tired of mourning." And then Camille says, "And I'm sure your sisters are tired of being dead, but that's how it is."
Drop that mic, sis.
Their little sister's name is Verity. I think she might be the youngest. And she reminds me of Gretel. I think her name's Gretel from Sound of Music, the little one, who's like last on the steps in that one song. Cute as hell. Greetings. It is now later. I'm about 25% of the way through, so I thought I'd check in, see what's up. This book is so good, you guys. Oh my god. It is so atmospheric, and the way that the whole idea of like salt and the sea is interwoven in here, it's just so atmospheric. I want it to be turned into a movie so badly. It's really interesting, the relationships between all of the sisters. Like the triplets are very close and kind of do their own thing, but then the older ones and the youngest one, Verity, have an interesting dynamic, and that's always just fascinating to me. Sibling dynamics are always fascinating to me as an only child. I'm like, what's that like? Yeah, they just got their shoes, and the little girl, Verity, calls them fairy shoes, which is so cute. And just the way that the shoes and like their dresses and things are described is so like real. And it's weird because I don't normally pay attention all that much to like clothing descriptions, to be honest. I'll see people's tweets that are like, I wish I had the dress that Hoosie wore in this part of this book, and I'm like, I don't even know what I thought she was wearing, but like I usually don't, like it doesn't stick with me at all, but it's like so descriptive and so pretty. There's 12 of them, or there was, rest in peace, and they just got these fairy shoes. But that's really the only similarity so far to the original fairy tale, which I really like, because I don't like it when it's like the plot's like super predictable because it follows too close to the original. So we have some supernatural things that are starting to happen that only our main character, Annalie, and her little sister Verity seem to be aware of. So that's where I'm at. It is almost 6 o'clock now, so I think I'm gonna read a little bit more and then heat up some dinner. My husband and I meal prepped today, so I don't have to like cook, which is awesome. And probably watch an episode of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and then read some more. So I will check in with you guys later. Okay, so I just finished chapter 15. So I'm gonna commit a booktube sin. One of the things that Poland Banana's books apparently doesn't like about reading vlogs, which is take back something I said earlier. So earlier I was saying how I don't like when fairy tale retellings like are too close to the original because it's predictable. Literally a chapter or two after I said that, this started following the fairy tale more closely, and I love that. And I think I can justify what I said before with the fact that I've never read a retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses before. I feel like Beauty and the Beast is very overdone. And I think another thing with it is the fact that the 12 Dancing Princesses was like my shit when I was little. So it's like I'm getting to re-experience that story for the first time as an adult, but then there's little touches with like the trees are like silver and rose gold, like metallic-y. That was like something that I remembered from the original after it was in this. So it's like so fun to re-experience it in a different way. So anyway, I thought I'd give a quick little Halloween decor tour because I decorated for Halloween on September 1st because your girl loves it. So I have these orange lights, and I think I've had them since I was little. I don't know where they came from. And then I have these cards that I'd gotten from, if you watched a previous reading vlog, I went to an early screening of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and these cards have like 4 of the stories, the original drawings from the original book, and then on the back is the movie poster with how they redid it for the film. So I have those up here on my little fireplace. And then this is what my coffee table looks like. I have this runner that I stole from my mom, which like we had in our house as a kid. These 2 little like Snow White-ish tree things are little tea light holders, and then I have this typewriter that says help, and then I have that pumpkin, which is my pride and joy, and this little like spell book. This, and this I got, I think it was last year at Michael's. So yeah, in case you were interested. And then this that candle holder's here year round. So moving on to the little bar area, I have this pumpkin that I've also had since I was a kid. This little gnome dude who brings me great joy. He's just very round and he's very heavy and he has no eyes and I love him. I've had her for a while too. She is one of those witches that has her butt is like a big sandbag basically, so she sits up. And then this is a little pumpkin that I got at a craft fair last year. It's so cute. It's so squishy and I love it. And Peep Me with the red hair. And then I have these little like hanging things by our front door. I can't remember where I got those. This dude over here, I think he's from Costco. I swear I had him in kindergarten. He's been like here for every Halloween in my entire life. And I think he glows in the dark still. And then I just have a creepy little rat. I have this pumpkin thing. I have this wreath. And then I still have some stuff that I haven't figured out where to put. I have these Nightmare Before Christmas string lights. And then I also have like a big ghoul guy that like hangs that I need to find a place for. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my mini Halloween decor tour because I love the holiday season. Even though my seasonal depression really kicks in the fall. So it's kind of like that scene from Harry Potter where they're reading the tea leaves and Ron's like, you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it. That's me with my seasonal depression. Hello, new day, same couch. So I'm gonna read some more of this right now and then probably grab some coffee somewhere. Okay, so they're at a ball and this random dude comes up to Annalie and she's like, oh, who are you? And he's like,
it's a masquerade ball. Like, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to know.
And then he literally is,
what are your darkest secrets?
so you wouldn't tell her your name, but what are your darkest secrets isn't a question that's like too prying. Okay. Also, let me know, I don't know how popular the 12 Dancing Princesses is, so let me know down below if you have read the fairy tale, like as a kid or anything. Hello everyone, it is the next day after that clip you just saw. To be honest, my mental health isn't that great. I'm not feeling that great like at the moment. So I think I'm gonna read, which is why I picked up this camera to vlog. I'm in some comfy clothes. I got my Fantasmic Disneyland sweatshirt as well as my FJs. They're like jogger sweatpants but with feet attached. And I don't know if that's like a thing. I have only seen them in, don't you love how my bangs are like this length now? It's so weird. I've only seen them in Santa Cruz. So I don't know if they're like a West Coast thing. Should they be a thing? I don't know, but they're comfy as hell, so. Okay, so this is definitely turning into a murder mystery, which I enjoy. It kind of has And Then There Were None vibes because of the fact that they live on an island, so like it has to be somebody on the island who is causing all this misfortune to their family. But this one person is trying to convince the main character that this other person is the murderer. But what if the person trying to convince her is the murderer and is trying to pin it on someone else? Or what if they're wrong and it's someone else entirely? I don't know. I am literally the worst at guessing like mystery stuff, so I guess that kind of makes it more interesting for me because I'm always like,
whoa, I didn't see that coming.
even if like everyone else saw it coming. I feel like at this point though, if this character is trying to convince the main character that it's this one person and it ends up being that person, that's like too predictable. But then I feel like it's also predictable if the person trying to convince someone else of it being someone else, it ends up being that person who's like trying to put the blame on other people. That's also kind of predictable. So maybe it's like a wild card person. But then I'm also going to be mad if it's like a super, super background person who we didn't even really get any info about. So it's like, of course, the readers won't guess it because we weren't paying attention to them. We will see. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just got chills. Ugh. Ugh. Some creepy stuff is happening right now, you guys. Ooh. Boy, I saw It Chapter 2 today also, and this just got me more than anything in that entire movie. Okay. I'm now on page 294, chapter 30. This book does such a good job of having a good balance of like mystery, spookiness, and romance. Which is saying something because for me personally, Peeta and Katniss come to mind as one of the very few romances in young adult books that I cared about. In a lot of other YA books, like there's always a romance or like a love triangle or something, and I never care about it. The romance is definitely the least interesting to me, but it also, like, I don't hate it. It's not cringy, I'm not bored, I'm not like, oh, why is this in here? Like, it actually is very intriguing, which is saying something for me. This is an A+ angle, okay? It's looking up at me. So my head looks really tiny and my body looks ginormous from this angle, so love that. I probably am gonna try and finish this tonight because I'm so invested right now. Creepy shit's happening again. Oh my gosh. I only have 80 pages left. I didn't read this expecting for it to have like such a spooky atmosphere like consistently. It is such a great book to be reading in autumn, like Halloween time. It is being suggested that this character, one of the characters, has not been real this entire time. There's so many plot twists. I don't even know what to think right now. And I only have 40 pages left. Oh my god. If this book just took the turn that it seems like it did, no spoilers. All these things are happening, right? And they've been trying to figure out why. And they come up with a reason why. And then someone else shows up and is like, no, this is the reason why. And so they're like, okay, this is the reason why we're going to investigate. This was like not even 50 pages ago. They're like, this is why we're going to get to the bottom of this and figure this out. And then they get there, and it turns out that it's the opposite of what this other person had told them. So now we're on like the third explanation of everything. And the fact that it's still like, this is the craziest explanation too. And the fact that it's happening 39 pages from the end of the book makes me think that this is the actual explanation. And if that is the actual explanation, my mind is fucking blown. Because they keep dropping little hints in here. And would they do that if that wasn't the real explanation? I don't know. I've been fooled before in this book. Okay. Some more shit is going down, you guys. With 25 pages to go, it seems like someone who we thought was someone might actually have been lying this whole time. Okay, last chapter. Okay, I still have 9 pages left. But they just, like, reversed something. Like, they made me think one thing, and then they flipped it, and then they made me rethink it, and then they just flipped it again. Okay. I finished it. That's a 5-star book for me. That was so good. Wow, okay. I really, really enjoyed that. I think if you guys are looking for a spooky read, or if you are kind of in a fantasy slump, honestly, the YA fantasy that I've read in the last 6 months, I don't think I've given any of it a 5. So this is kind of rare for me, and it actually has put me back into a fantasy mood, which is great. Very spooky. I loved that. You really feel like you're watching a movie in your head. And I know, like, that's what reading is, but just the way that things were described, I feel like I was able to picture them more easily than in other books. You think that this is how it is, and then the last 100 pages, it, like, flips it, and they're like, just kidding, you're wrong. And it's like, just kidding, you're right, but only in some ways. Just kidding. What you thought was wrong was right, but what you thought was right was wrong. And it's just like, you really have to pay attention and process everything. But it was so good. The amount of plot twists honestly didn't get annoying to me. I think it was done well. And wow. Great book. If you guys read it, I really hope you like it. Good times. I'm so glad I made a reading vlog for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed all my weird facial expressions. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!